Dalam kunjungannya di Manila, selain untuk menghadiri World Economic Forum dan melakukan pertemuan bilateral dengan Presiden Filipina, Presiden SBY juga diagendakan untuk menerima penghargaan dari WEF dan gelar kehormatan dari Presiden Filipina. Global Statesman Award adalah sebuah penghargaan yang ditujukan bagi para tokoh dunia yang dinilai memenuhi kriteria tertentu, antara lain aktif menyerukan perdamaian dan toleransi dan dianggap berkontribusi atas kemajuan di suatu bidang tertentu. Presiden SBY dinyatakan berhak untuk menerima penghargaan ini berdasar penilaian atas peran dan kontribusinya terhadap kemajuan ekonomi Indonesia dan kontribusi di berbagai dialog internasional. Profesor Swab menyatakan bahwa periode Presiden SBY sebagai masa emas Indonesia, di mana perekonomian Indonesia tumbuh tercepat di antara negara-negara anggota G20.
Mr. President, it's the third time for you that you participate at the World Economic Forum on East Asia, after you graciously hosted us in Jakarta in 2011. Earlier this year, in Davos, we convened under the theme of reshaping the world. Today, the World Economic Forum has the great honor to call on you in order to recognize the many ways in which you have reshaped during your 2 terms as the President of the Republic of Indonesia. You have reshaped your country. Mr. President, you have contributed significantly also to the global dialogue on economic development, on the environment, on democratization, and we welcome you here, not only in your capacity as the President of Indonesia, but also in your global role, one of your global roles, as the co-chair of the high-level panel on the post-2015 Millennium Development Goals. So this agenda will so much shape humankind's future. Many would describe the period of your leadership as Indonesia's golden years, a time during which Indonesia's economic growth has been one of the fastest of the G20 economies. In our annual report on global competitiveness, just to give you one example, Indonesia has consistently been of the most improved performers. For example, jumping 12 places just in the last 2 years.
Ketua World Economic Forum menyerahkan langsung penghargaan ini kepada Presiden SBY. Presiden SBY atas nama rakyat Indonesia menyampaikan ucapan terima kasih dan menyampaikan bahwa rakyat Indonesia adalah inspirasi dan penyemangat bagi dirinya.
Thank you. Well, my first order of business is to thank you, Professor Klaus Schwab, for your personal friendships and for your active and continued engagement with Indonesia. I have had the pleasure of taking part in 4 World Economic Forum meetings in Davos, Jakarta, Bangkok, and now Manila. And I tremendously enjoyed each and every one of them. Under your leadership, Professor Schwab, the World Economic Forum has clearly made an admirable difference in pursuing its stated objective to improve the state of the world. I am honored by this Global Statesmanship Award, and I humbly accept it on behalf of the good people of Indonesia, who continue to inspire and energize me every single day. In a way, I am also a little nervous because this award somehow adds more pressure to me. I hope you don't expect me to deliver world peace by the end of the week. But I'll see what I can do. I am well aware that history will ultimately judge my presidency well after I leave office in October this year, and I hope it will be kind to me. But I do stand before you now with a sense of pride for what Indonesia has become today. In a world marked by political turbulence, economic uncertainty, and strategic tensions, Indonesia does have a good story to tell, one that can perhaps inspire others. Indeed, we have come to a very unique place in our history. Many pundits designate us an emerging economy based on our achievement as a $1 trillion economy and a member of the G20. We have achieved that critical point of no return in our democratic development. We have proved to ourselves and to the world that we do not have to choose between democracy and development, and that we can indeed have both political freedom and high economic growth at the same time. We have achieved the often elusive connection between democracy and stability. We have broken the myth, the fear, that democracy will unravel national unity, and instead demonstrated that democracy has made us more united. We have become an example that democracy, Islam, and modernity can go hand in hand. Remarkably, we achieved all these things in a relatively short time, within 10 years since Reformasi began in 1998. Yes, sometimes these things get to be taken for granted, but I think that this is a historic feat that we can indeed be proud of. And the fact that our domestic house is in order allows us to play a more active regional and global role. I know there are skeptics who say that today's circumstances have become so complex that there is not much that leaders can do. The leaders do not matter. They do not make any difference. Well, I say just the opposite. Leadership is entirely important to progress. And when I say leadership, I'm not referring to one person. I am referring to the long lineup of outstanding men and women who have the courage and creativity to make a difference for their community. As we can see in many examples across the world, leadership can be the 2 to 3% difference in economic growth. Leadership can be the difference between new peace and continuing conflict, or between development and decay. The world community, therefore, will need more, not less, leadership. And the scale of global challenges that confront us will defy conventional response. The world desperately needs a spirit of pioneerism, a determination to challenge old assumptions, constantly push boundaries, and break into new frontiers. This is the spirit by which Indonesia helped break the deadlock in UN climate negotiation with the 26%, 41% formula in 2009. The same spirit by which we finally resolved the 30-year conflict in Aceh. The same reason we convened global intermedia dialogue during the height of the Khartoum crisis in 2006. And at the same spirit, Indonesia pushed for progressive norms at the heart of the new ASEAN Charter. We will need plenty of pioneering spirit to resolve challenges of our time: green growth, rebalancing the world economy, poverty and inequity, promoting unity among Abrahamic faith, and others. And in a world saturated with nationalisms, I believe the leaders of today must also learn to evolve a new globalism. In this new globalism, we will find that there are a lot more points of intersection between local, national, and global interests, much more than we were used to before. Local leaders should realize that they can significantly enhance their prosperity by drawing on global resources, markets, capital, technology, and others. But they also have responsibility to take part in effort to protect the global commons. We have been accustomed to a worldview of us against them for too long. In this new globalism, it is a time we do away that this rigid us against them approach and evolve the new we. The new we compels us to see bridges instead of divides, and to prioritize our common future than lament our divided past. All of us are in this together. This is the only sensible approach to survive and succeed in an interdependent world. My final point. The 21st century will bring about changes at blinding speed. It is often said that more things will change in the next 10 years than in the past 100 years. Exciting indeed, but we must beware of the risk of dehumanizations. In this amazing century, it is important for us to reinforce our human dimension in all the things we do. We must pursue development that project the dignity of man. We must embrace politics that promotes human freedom. We must build and use machines that enhance humanism. We must promote education that nourishes the human soul. And we must evolve societies that boost the human spirit. This, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the essence of 21st century leadership. I thank you.
Presiden SBY menjadi salah satu tokoh dunia yang terpilih untuk menerima penghargaan ini. Bahkan tahun 2014 ini adalah kali kedua Presiden SBY menerimanya, namun dari forum yang berbeda. Selain penghargaan Global Statesman Award, Presiden SBY juga menerima gelar kehormatan Sikatuna with the rank of Raja dari Presiden Filipina. Presiden SBY dianggap sebagai kakak tertua yang dihormati di wilayah ASEAN karena komitmennya menjaga hubungan baik, senantiasa mendukung negara-negara ASEAN, dan selalu membagi kearifannya sebagai pemimpin.
As true brothers, we also celebrate the fact that we have resolved a concern between us in an amicable manner, as demonstrated in the agreement we reached as regards our exclusive economic zones in the Celebes Sea and the Mindanao Sea. This, I believe, serves as an important reminder of what can be achieved when parties come to the table with a sincere commitment to engage in meaningful dialogue and uphold the rule of law. Your Excellency, the Filipino people are grateful for the sustained support your government and the people of Indonesia have shown for our peace process and security. Indonesia has always spoken in support of the Philippines and our endeavors in the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. We also deeply appreciate Indonesia's overwhelming humanitarian assistance in the aftermath of Typhoon Haiyan. May I also congratulate Your Excellency on your 2 successful terms as President. Under your reliable leadership, we have seen impressive reforms that have led to economic growth of Indonesia, a growth that has empowered your nation to be an influential voice in both regional and international affairs. Mr. President, as you may well remember, the last time we saw each other in Myanmar, I referred to you as our uncle, which in my dialect is Bapa, because you have acted like a real uncle to all of us in sharing with us your wisdom. I am told that in Bahasa Indonesia, Bapa denotes respect in reference to a father or an elder. Regardless of its definition, whether in Kapampangan, my dialect, or Bahasa Indonesia, Bapa is a word attributed to an elder held in high esteem, which perfectly describes Your Excellency. And it is such that I pay tribute to you tonight by conferring on you, as a mark of the appreciation and esteem of our Republic, our highest order of diplomatic merit, which is the Order of Sikatuna with the rank of Ra. May I apologize in advance if I mispronounce the following Bahasa Indonesia words. President Yudhoyono has been a kaka-laki-laki to everyone in ASEAN. I am told that laki-laki pertains to man in your language, while in Filipino, laki means big. So we can really say that President Yudhoyono is not only our big brother, but also our lucky charm.
Firstly, I wish to thank you, Mr. President, and the people of the Philippines for warmly welcoming my wife and I. You have accorded us such hospitality and friendship, for which we are very grateful. In particular, I am humbled that your government has accorded me with the Order of Sikatuna, with the rank of Raja. I accept this honor as a symbol of the close friendship between our 2 countries and nations. I also accept this honor on behalf of the people of Indonesia. Let me use this very opportunity to congratulate Your Excellency for all the achievements of your presidency. They have been wide-ranging and transformative. Allow me to cite 2 examples. Your economy has recorded an impressive growth, a steady economic growth above 6% since 2012. And you can sustain this remarkable growth even when the world is engulfed in a global economic crisis. Therefore, it is not surprising that the Philippines has been designated as Asia's bright spot and the new Asian tiger by a number of international media. Such economic successes cannot be separated from your effort to eradicate corruptions. The Philippines' ranking in this year's Transparency International's Corruption Perception Index has improved quite significantly. This truly reflects international community's confidence on your government's tenacity in rooting out this challenge. I also wish to commend you to the recent signing of the Comprehensive Agreement on Bangsamoro. This achievement will further contribute to lasting peace in your country. Indonesia is proud to have taken part in the peace process in the southern Philippines through the Organizations of Islamic Cooperation. I am confident that building on this peace dividends, your country will gain more success in many other fields. I believe we should combine our respective potential and strengths for the common goods of our people. And I am glad that our bilateral relations are indeed on the right track, with plenty of room for further expansion. We should seize the momentum from the historic achievement we made during today's bilateral meeting, particularly on our agreement on the delimitations of our exclusive economic zone borders. By having this agreement, we can boost our cooperation in maritime and ecotourism sectors, while at the same time tackle transnational crimes. Such an agreement shows to the region and the world that with strong determination, countries can resolve their maritime dispute peacefully through negotiation. Hence, we reject the use of force to resolve any kind of outstanding border dispute.
Tak berlebihan bila rakyat Indonesia harusnya berbangga atas prestasi yang sudah dicapai Presiden SBY. Segala upaya dan kerja kerasnya telah terbukti dan diakui oleh dunia internasional lewat berbagai penghargaan dan gelar yang diterimanya. Dan Indonesia menjadi negara yang memiliki peran penting baik di wilayah regional maupun internasional di bawah kepemimpinan Presiden SBY. Selamat Pak Presiden.